Hey, what's happening, everybody? We've just concluded the October 31-day seed from our group, and we're gonna go ahead and give you a little tour before we close this seed for good. So we landed right here. As you can see, our portals are Pokemon themed as provided by chat for this. So we landed right there and kind of ran across. You can also run down and around, but ended up building our home right across the water. It was a really nice spot because we were able to basically sail out from that point. This is it. This is what we did for the 31 days. This was our exploration. Part of the rules of this were we were not building individual homes. We just did one communal area. We were not battling the bosses. So upon spawn, we brought in the trophies so that we could swap the powers. That eliminated raids. Only exception to the raid rule where we did Hilder's quest that was new to us and not available on our previous seed. So we did have raids that came in response to defeating the mini bosses from Hilder's quest line. So we're gonna go ahead and give you a quick tour of the base, of how it functions, what it looks like, etc. Oh, I see we're missing a piece of wood there. As you can kind of see, it looks, you've got four bumps in the roof. Essentially what this was we started to build one giant house, and as we got going with this massive roof, I decided, this doesn't look good. Let's just build 4 small row houses and connect them all through the middle. So that's essentially what this is 4 small row houses with connections through the middle. Each middle point has kind of a little see-through, so it's blocked from walking, so enemies can't get in. And then doors directly in. As you can see, as we peek through the windows, all of the middle points have our repair stations. As I'm sure the first thing you'll notice was this little silo function. We've got 2 fires on the outside to prevent enemies from coming in, but this was our boar breeding facility. So I'm going to go ahead and hop in here. And Wendy was gracious enough to run in kicking and screaming with 3 boars, and at least one of those was a 1-star. But yeah, we built this to pen them in, and we've got a little spot on the bottom so the piglets can run around, but the big boars can't run through. And same on this side, and this brings us into the second pen. Same thing, essentially just throw a couple carrots down and take out the boars once the population grows too much, so they'll continue to breed. Just small silo on one end, large silo on the other, and then a stone barrier on the base to protect the wood from enemies. I'm sure you're looking at this. This looks kind of odd. If we look through these, it's the symbol, which is an O. It's not a letter O, it's a symbol. And all of these have a special code on them. I think one is... yeah, that one's kind of... We made an error on that one. But essentially what that is a giant O at size 1600 font. And it makes it this nice rainbow that goes over our village. So shout out to Shield Maiden Gwen for joining my channel in a raid and pointing this out. I had no idea. This was a huge game changer. There's another game changer that we didn't realize too. Yeah, it just goes to show you need to explore other channels, other servers, other seeds, and kind of see what other people are doing. I think we got too dedicated to our own little world, and we're not realizing that updates were happening. So let me turn auto pickup off here. We're going to walk through. This is the chicken coop. It started as a small little room, but essentially chickens can just run free. And then we've got fire pits across this building, so that way they can always be warm. This was specifically designed for hatching the eggs and getting chicken. So this was for chicken production, not for egg production. We just throw the seeds in here, and used to have storage in here. It's a little hidden bin. But yeah, throw the seeds so that they'd eat and produce little chickens and eggs. So, all right, this was our farming area. At this moment, we do not have anything growing, but we're farming our local crops, our carrots. Carrots was the big product because we were feeding the seeds to the hens and the carrots to the boars. And then we made this honey contraption. So you can essentially just walk through here and collect all of that honey. And then it does this really cool effect when you're not picking it up, where you just have this little spiral of honey. But it's really easy to just grab all of that. So extra wood, extra stone, and let's go ahead and work through the main house. So first thing is you come in, cartography table, so that you can write and read from this. We've also got the immediate location for gold and jewels storage. We'll talk about portals last. We've got our theme pig here, backup.exe. He is the backup 1-star boar. Somehow he ended up in the house while we were building, so we made him a permanent resident. But just in case that he went away, or we lost any of the other boars, we had him here. Appears that the hoe and cultivator are missing, so I'm not sure who's got them on them, but we had the cultivator hoe and our butcher knife here for quick access. And then all of our storage bins are themed, colored, and listed in order of biome. So we have here all of the meadows biome and the items that you can obtain in the meadows biome, and then overflow for the items that you have quite a bit of. So we look in there, we've got quite a bit of present. And then seeds and cones and feathers I put in the middle because they're kind of stretching across multi-biomes, but most commonly we'll get them both in the meadows and black forest. So black forest and all of their items had a stash of honey overflow to the right, because eventually honey did overflow. Cores and thistle are found in both the black forest and swamp biomes, so I put them in the middle and blended the color of the tags so you kind of identify them as both. And then of course the swamp biome over in this corner. And then we were originally going to try like a supermarket row design, but I would have needed to make the building larger for that, so we have a small little centralized unit here for storage, which is actually nice because this is all, all in the storage area. It doesn't just take up wall space, so I'm utilizing the space available. And this is all of our mountain biome items, and then all of the plains biome items. And then finally we have our metal corner, including coal and nails for the metal that we're able to produce. So let's go into our next pass through. We've got our kitchen set up here with a nice lake overview. We can work on the cauldron. We've got our 5 cook station set up here with all attachments going. And behind it we have our forge. One of the nice things that we did here is we have a little door that has all of the attachments and items hidden, so we did not really decorate the house with attachments. It just looks very simple and clean. You kind of come in and you've got this little forge. I'm going to rush to the other side real quick as well. And the other side we have our workbench, so we can, again, pass through. It's not sticking out, it's not in the way. It's nice and tucked away. And you can repair your items. Same thing, all the enhancements are behind the wall. All right, moving on to building number 2. We've got this beautiful treasure display that Chef built for us. It was housing our gold and extra storage underneath. We just kind of blew the bank since we're closing the seat off and spent it all at Hilder's shop. But look at this beautiful display. If anyone ever asks, is it worth it to bring a dragon egg back to your house? You gotta at least bring one, right? Like sample and play with it. So it's a beautiful corner display. I just put this in the other day, so I don't think there's anything in there, but all right, the next storage bin, and this is really the last of the main building storage. This is just all of the who's its and what's its that don't necessarily belong to a biome. So HP food, stamina food, and snacks. Go ahead and eat a snack here while we're giving this tour. We've got a bin of arrows, so all sorts of arrows. And trophies. I just had 2 trophy bins, one for the first 3 biomes and one for the second 3 biomes. We've got tools, so as we started this seed, since we were not doing bosses, we brought in the boss drops. So we have a lot of antler pickaxes here, and any tools that you built and left behind you were done using. Same with weapons, any sort of weapons that we created in the seed and left behind. Also a good area if someone dies, they can grab some weapons temporarily. And then additional clothes if anybody needed to, upgrade, so on and so forth. We've got rare items. These are the items that we brought in, except for the sparkler. And just things that we can't use. Well, I guess we obliterated them already, or moved the obliterator. I found out later we can't build the obliterator because I guess the Thunderstone unlocks after defeating one of the bosses. So, ocean, fish bait, and fish, and so on and so forth. As you can see in the second room and moving forward, we started to use these lanterns just because we don't need to constantly fuel the torches. We did leave the torches in here because the torches are brighter. But we're definitely in this room a lot more, managing storage and getting items, so it made sense to keep that room the brightest. And this room and all other rooms just be sustainable using the lanterns. This is kind of a dual corner. It is both for comfort and for... Oh, some comfort is off. I do not have comfort 17 right now. There it is. So yeah, we'll just basically hang out in this spot before we go out to journey, to explore. And then we've also got our kitchen with ground storage for cooking items. Essentially, prep everything here, drop your uncooked stuff in this bin, and then as it piles up, we'll do an occasional cooking session and light these these stoves, and get cooking. Hot tub kind of sticks through the wall, so the wood input is on the outside, and then we put a wisp torch here so that we can enjoy a little light while we're in the hot tub. Straight ahead, you can see Nobody the Boar. He is, I guess, the secondary backup, but you know what they say, nobody loves you. Alright, we've got our meadery here, which is the second in-between pass-through. So if we look here, we can actually go inside and access our meadery. We've got a bin here. These are the items we can't use, really. Once you build something, that first item was sharpening, so you don't need them anymore. And these are all for summoning bosses, so we don't need those items. Wanted to make sure we didn't accidentally summon a boss while we're in this seat. But quick access to all the fermenters. We've got bins here that we're holding the prepped items to throw in the fermenters, and then of course the artisan table if we need to hop on here and use that for crafting. Also placing the artisan table in a centralized location. Alright. Moving forward to our next room, we're starting to get into portals. So the main concept between buildings 3 and buildings 4 are portals. Buildings 3 kind of follow the trophy bin rule, right? So first 3 biomes. So these were all, again, Pokemon themed. So grass Pokemon, our meadows. Poison Pokemon are swamps. Does not appear we have any Black Forest portals at this time. And one extra portal for mountain, which should not be in this room. I placed that. That's my fault. And this was a cool contraption that we put together. So we would feed the hens and collect their eggs in here. So there's no fire for them, so the eggs won't hatch. So we just constantly drop food in. We've got 6 hens, and they'll just continually produce eggs for us and just drop inside and grab them. And this was our drop bin. So we'll just drop random items in here, and then when someone feels ready to, jump inside and collect everything, they can go ahead and do that. But that way, if I tossed in 5 wood, and Wendy tosses in 5 wood, and Odo drops in 5 wood, then someone comes in and they just pick up 15 wood and sort wood 1 time instead of 3 times. Alright, another repair station. This one had to be a little different with the placements. I've got a little hop-up door here with all of the additional attachments inside. Only one door to one side, but we've got all that tucked away. And then this is, let me pop to the other side real quick, and you've got your Galder table here to repair as well. That one had to be pushed in a little further, but it looks really nice, especially from outside. You see that glowing black mystical orb. All right, and then of course the upper level portals. So the majority of these are honestly plains and Mistland. The nice thing is you can mark mountains, plains, and Mistland by rugs. So wolf rugs to represent mountain portals, Lox rugs representing the plains portals, and rabbit hide to represent the Mistland portals. So also have them labeled on the inside if they serve a purpose. So this one portals to where I get sap. This one, Chef has a little farm, which we're going to pop through in a little bit and take a look. This one led to the final mini boss, which we just finished the other day. And this was where I would go to farm barley. All right. Over the side, you obviously see an additional set of storage. We kept this separate because, if you're not exploring plains and Mistlands yet, then we keep that stuff separate. I think everybody has been into plains, so plain stuff was with everything else. But the Mistlands items we kept separate just in case someone hasn't explored that yet. That way they don't accidentally come across an item. So we did a couple floor bins to drop items when you come back, which are all sorted and put away, so that looks great. We've got 3 bins here for quick grabbing items. So if we want to quickly grab some HP food, some stamina, or Eider, we have the best foods available here ready to go. Just pop in and grab that. And then of course the rest of the bins sorted, and I just made a stuff bin for any of the kind of random things that don't necessarily need an iron chest size. Seal breaker fragments, obviously, and mandibles and stuff like that. We do not need a giant chest for the mushrooms, although do go in the mushroom bin. Alright, it is nighttime, and at nighttime we like to sleep, so we can have good light for filming. So let's go ahead and come upstairs. We've got 2 staircases. Here's that second one that we saw in that main room. Again, that little corner looks wonderful. And I'll just go ahead and go to sleep so we can get some light. Okay. Good morning, everyone. Let's go ahead and pop to the left over here once we're in. We do have our spinning wheel up here. We didn't need that much flax, so just stuck it out of the way in the attic, But this is what the interior looks like on the roof. Really nice long run-through tunnels with some side spots. So we've got all of our beds here. Sham and Oda have their beds stacked, which is very cute. And then we've got Chef actually maneuvered another room here and turned this into a little balcony, which looks awesome. Check that out. Just looking over the corner of the building of the house. That looks awesome. Alright, we'll go ahead and close Chef's door. Down on the end is something probably only half of the squad knew about. We've got a secret pass-through for the boys. So there's no door here, but there is a secret way to get through. And you just gotta follow the money. And voila. I'm not gonna explain that. If you know, you know. Just a little secret meeting conference table here. And a secondary area for comfort. We had some items placed upstairs and then downstairs. I'm gonna pop in here. We're back in this section. So this was our Mistlands storage. But in this room, we've got our Eider refinery here, so we can process sap and just bring it right back in. And then up top, little fire spot with the iron cooking stations, and to drop the flesh in, you just drop it right in here. But this black marble should protect everything while the Eider refinery is working. There's an occasional 1 or 2 pieces that spark and hit somewhere else in the house. But 99% of it stayed pretty solid. So we've also got, just to continually keep this hot tub fueled, I built a chest into the marble here, so we keep a little bit of wood in this spot, which is pretty nice and convenient, so that way you don't have to run around and get wood when you need to refuel that. But all right, let me see. I'm gonna pop through a couple of these portals and start showing you some of the general setups that we had. This one was for farming, so I've got a bin in the back with a ton of metal we still probably could bring back, and a cultivator. We left this one here for obvious reasons, but built it inside this dungeon because this portal is never going to get touched. We don't need to lift the workbench on top, and we're just planting barley inside this little square field. We've got a nice little patch here where black forest blends ironically with meadow and plains, so just built a little tiny stretch where there we could plant some barley real quick, and that's basically this island. Alright, the chef farm is based in the Mistlands. We found this little divot of land and iron gated it off. I think that's a fooling down there. I do not have my orb. So anyway, it's this nice little fishing spot. I've been spending a lot of time fishing here. Honestly, when the tide rises, a lot of the fish just land on land. So if y'all caught one of the streams, you definitely saw that before. Nice little walkthrough areas here too. We moved to the second area. It's producing turning the black metal into refining the black metal. It's a little metal production corner here, and then a nice little pass through here to go into the garden. I'm gonna try and not go too far so these mosquitoes don't come in. But yeah, this beautiful multi-layered garden here where we've got Jotun puffs and mushrooms growing, and then on the other side it actually transitions to plains, so we've got some barley and so on and so forth elsewhere. Let's go ahead and just get rid of this guy. Let's just go ahead and get rid of this guy. All right. But yeah, what a beautiful, dug out from rocks and Mistland grounds. This looks absolutely fantastic. It's so simple but complex with some tunnels. Beautiful farm. All right. I don't think there's anything too exciting through these other portals, so we're going to go ahead and pop out into the backyard. Backyard is also a full-on production area, so we've got a wisp fountain where we can collect wisps from. We don't need that many wisps, so just grab them as we need them. We do have a stash, but this is the metal production area, right? We've got everything in here to produce metal. We've got coal production that drops down this chute once it's ready, and barley, which we used to store in here and feed that way, and then here's our hot tub that we can feed to keep the house warm. And then these are the back ends of the ovens. So we just run around this way, you'll see this is what this looks like from the outside, and then the kitchen area and our bees. All right, in this main area we had obviously our core storage, but we have our core 5 portals. This portal goes to the trader, and this one goes to Hilder. And this portal brings us back to the spawn stone so we can change abilities. This is something unique that I tried for the first time and it worked out really well, where we always kept one unconnected portal with no name. The reason that's significant is if you create a portal anywhere else and you don't know how to get back home, you don't need to. You just build a portal and don't name it, and it automatically connects to bring you back home. So temporary use portal, no name. Wherever you go, you're not going to misspell anything. You've got a way to get back home. So this worked out absolutely fantastic. Don't need to go to the merchant, but we will go through this portal to Hilder's Island so that you guys can see what this looks like. We did build a little something after we finished all the missions and turned in all of the chests. So here we are inside our little bungalow next to Hilder's camp. We'll go inside the protected area. Go say hey to Hilder. Hey. It is. Don't have any gold on me at the moment, but we did work our way through to purchase all of the items. As you complete quests, her shop will start to fill in with items on the tables, which was really cool. And then our 2 Locks buddies here. And then let's go check out the house. So this is the little house. Nice little bungalow here with an extension on the back, which is brand new. So some of you guys probably missed this, but we extended the back because we bought all of the items from Hilder's shop and put them on display here so that we can see all of the hats, the dresses, the tunics. Yeah, just finished everything. And of course the barbershop comes from Hilder's quests as well in her shop, and this fire pit. So really cool fire pit. It's obviously raining and still on fire, which is awesome. It's like the bonfire. So in the future, I think I'm definitely going to put one of these inside or next to or around one of my house builds, since it does not go out when it's raining. So that's the whole thing, guys. I appreciate you watching this video. Thanks for joining us, and thank you for everybody who jumped into the seed and played. It was a great, fun 31-day adventure, and looking forward to adventures to come in the future. If you're interested in joining or playing with our group, go ahead and join our Discord. I'm happy to have you, and we're working out a new schedule for bringing out new seeds to balance out every other month or something like that with our existing seeds. So if you're interested in join the Discord, and thanks for watching. Hope you have a great rest of your week.